Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing this face, I just have one question. Where have you been? And if you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back and thank you for your love and your support. From the title of this video, you already know this is about migration to Canada through express entry. This is not my typical content. I'm just posting it or doing it just for you guys because I love you guys so much. It's really no news that Nigeria is, no matter how much we love Nigeria or how much I love Nigeria, is becoming unbearable to live in, which doesn't come as a surprise that lots of able-bodied, healthy young men or youths or women are leaving the country. They are looking for means to run away. And I know some people will say, why are you running? Why not stay back and fix your country? First of all, I am not a carpenter. If you want to stay back and fix the country, that's on you. Pick up hammer and do it. Leave those of us that want to live, let us live. It's not everybody that is designed to be a bricklayer. Before I even start this video, I just want to say that I am not an immigration expert. I am not an immigration officer. I am not an immigration lawyer. I don't have connection in immigration. But what I do know is that I was the one that helped my friends or simplified the process for my friends, and they started on their own. I did not use an agent. The means I use in migrating to Canada is through spousal sponsorship. And in order to be eligible for that, you need to have a partner that is a citizen or permanent resident here in Canada. Let's get started. For eligibility, let's say you have now decided, I have had enough. I am leaving this country. The first thing you need to know is that you need to have money, because Canada will ask you, give me the money. Yeah. Now you said I'm up to the task financially. What's next? You have to check your eligibility. How do you check your eligibility? I'll put all the link in the description box. You go to the Canadian immigration website. You see immigration and refugee something on that their website. You click it. You see where they will say check eligibility, right? You go there and check eligibility. This migrating to Canada through express entry federal skilled worker is point based. That means for each of your achievements, for each of what they want that you have, they will give you a point for it, and those points will now make up for what you use and open a profile, and that profile will make you enter the pool. So when you go to that link I'm going to put in the description box, you click it, you see so many criteria. Some are none of your business. So the ones that are your business is your education, international education. So they will give you points based on the level of your education. I don't know if you understand it. So if you are if you have if you have a BSc, right, they will give you points for it, but they will give you a higher point if you have maybe 2 or more certificates. Maybe you have your BSc and one other certificate, like an accounting course that you took. They will give you a higher point than your BSc. Let's say you don't have your master's, they will give you a higher point than those 2 I mentioned. Let's say you are Baba of education, you now have, what do they call this thing? You now have your doctorate degree. Forget it. That's where you make the highest points for education. Now you have your education points or educational points. What's the next thing you go over? Age. You go back to your age. Now, once you clock 30, they will start deducting 5 marks. As you're 31, they will remove 5 marks. 32, they will remove 5 marks. 33, they will remove 5 marks from you. But they will give you maximum score from like 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You get more scores if you're in your 20s. Let's put it that way. Now that you have your education points and your age points put together, what's the next place we go to? Next place we go to is work experience. You go to your work experience, you check. They will give you maximum score. If you have 1 year, you have your score. But it's better if you have 2 years work experience, you have your score. Then it's best if you have 3 years work experience. That's where they will give you what? Maximum score for work experience. Because Canada, they want immigrants, but they want immigrants that know what they are doing, that will actually contribute to the society. So in order for them to know that you're contributing to the society, they must know that the society that you are born in, or that you've contributed to it. That is why they need your work experience. So they will not even give you any mark at all if you don't have any work experience, because they want you to contribute. You cannot be eating their free food and stay in their land for free and be enjoying the benefits without contributing to anything. That is why they give you points for all those your achievements. The next thing you go to is the Canadian language benchmark. This is where, I know you've been hearing of Ielts. This is where the next thing you check to see if you're eligible. But now you'll be like, how will I be eligible if I've not written Ielts? You just pretend that you've written Ielts. You judge yourself. If I write Ielts, what will I get? No matter how you're judging yourself, make sure when you come to the Ielts test is 4: listening, speaking, writing, and reading. 4. So make sure you get the highest score for listening. You put 9 or 8 for listening. Put 8 in all of them. Do you understand? If you can, put 8 in all of them and see how much your score will rise. So now you've gotten score for your Ielts. I know you're a little bit confused, but it will all make sense in the end. You've gotten score for your Ielts. You've gotten score for your English. You've gotten score for your education. You have your score for your age. You have your score for your work experience. What is the next thing you will do? Now, for your work experience, if you studied engineering and you are not working as a lawyer, I don't know how that is possible, but let's give it as an example. What you put as your work experience is your work experience as a lawyer and not an engineer, because you no longer have a business with engineering. So when you go to that NOC website where you get the code for work experience, what you are looking for is the work experience of a lawyer and not an engineer. And let's say you're a versatile king and queen. You have worked everywhere. My dear, the one you will write as your work experience, you have to choose one. You don't have to combine all the work experience in different careers. No, you have to choose one career path. And when you choose it, make sure you choose the one with the highest work experience. Remember, we want to get maximum score. So if you worked as a teacher, you've worked as a bricklayer, you've worked as this thing. No matter where you've worked, so long as you pick the one with the highest work experience. So now you've checked your eligibility. You are now looking at it. Maybe I am eligible. You're getting up to that 460 something, or 470, or 480. My dear, you're eligible. Now, what's the next thing you do? The next thing you do is your ECA. It's like ECA means education. Forget it. Let me just tell you. The next thing you do is your ECA, meaning you have to now. Canada needs to know that your certificate needs to evaluate that your certificate against your level of education, against their own level of education, to see if it measures up. How do they do that? You have to send your transcript and your certificate, that your master certificate or your BSc or your doctorate degree, to WES. I will give you the link to WES. If you're a lawyer, you send it to IQAS, because they grade your 5 years as masters. Do you understand? So yeah, you can come to me, I'll explain that one to you. But let's talk about WES generally, right? You send it to WES. You send out your certificate to WES. How do you send your transcripts to WES? Don't worry, I'll tell you. You go to your school, you ask them that you want to send your certificate to WES. They already know you're not the first person, my dear. They will give you a form to fill. You finish filling it, then you pay. You have to pay for courier service, because it's from your school that they will send it to, and they will not do it for free. You're not giving them money, so you have to give them money for them to do it. They will send it. Then after they send it, and WES has confirmed that they've received it, they will give you a tracking number. The whole educational, the whole evaluation thing, our accreditation thing or evaluation thing takes like, for WES is 1 month, for IQS is 6 months. So as you're waiting, right, what's the next thing you do as your, what will you do as you're waiting? Tell me, tell me. Yes, you got it correct. You go and register to write Ielts. So as you're waiting your Ielts, you're getting your Ielts done. Please read. And when you read, bind any spirit of distraction if you're entering that IELTS hall, because you must get that 9 or 8 in listening, because that is what will take you higher. I'm going higher, yes, higher. That 9 or 8 in listening will take you higher. You make sure you get maximum score for, try your best, you get maximum score for every this thing, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Get maximum score for them. Then after your IELTS result takes 2 weeks to come. Then by the time you finish writing your IELTS and you've gotten your result, your WES will come. Now you have your IELTS and you have your WES. The WES verification lasts for 5 years and your IELTS can last you for as long as 2 years. That's the beauty of it. So you cannot keep repeating it over and over again. So now you have your IELTS, you have your WES, right? What's the next thing you have to do? That brings us to the next stage, which is the profile stage, right? Then you go to the website. You go to the website I'm going to give you. When you go to the website, you see immigration and refugee. When you click on it, you see create a profile. When you click on that creative profile, you see GC key and you see sign in partner. Please choose GCE. You don't have any business with sign in partner. Then when you click GCE, at the right hand you see I wrote everything down. At the right hand you see a place that says sign up. That's where you sign up. You put in everything. That's where you sign up and create a profile that will put you in the pool. You put in everything like your email address, your WES certificate verification, and your your work experience code, or all those things. You shall see it. What they tell you to put it in there. Then after that, you've created your profile. So I want you to know that the profile lasts for just 6 months. So if you just create profile and you're not using it to enter the pool and you just stay like that, what will happen? It will expire on you. So make sure you create and the earlier you create the profile, the earlier you enter the pool, and the better for you. So you create the profile, you enter the pool. What's this pool you keep hearing of? You hear pool here, you hear pool here. Nobody cares to explain. Let me explain it to you in the way you will hear, you will understand. All those things you calculated, all those your score. Let's say your score is 470. You are holding your 470 to your heart. Every 2 weeks, Canadian government or the immigration or whatever brings out a number. That is like we are waiting for your university now, and you have 270 in JAM, and the cutoff mark is 300. You know you're not entering university. But when you have 270, the cutoff mark is 260. You know you're entering. Have that in mind. That is how this pool works. But as university, the cutoff mark is just once every year. This one, the cutoff mark is once, I think it's once every 2 weeks. I don't know for now. It's once every 2 weeks, cutoff mark comes out. So you have that your 270 in your heart, waiting to use it. The cutoff mark will come out this week, and you have that your 470. The cutoff mark will come out this week, and it's 475. Don't panic, wait. Next week, the cutoff mark will come out and it's 471, you have 470. You shout, hey. Next 2 weeks, cutoff mark will come out and it's 470 and you have 470. But guess what? You might not get it if, like a lot of people that had 470 enter the pool before you. They will give them priority before they give you. Then the cutoff mark comes out 469 and you have 470. Guess what? You have entered the discussion. You have entered the discussion. There is nothing There's nothing there. You have entered. That's what the pool is. You have entered it. What will happen after you've entered the discussion? The next thing is Canadian government themselves will send you an invitation to apply. They'll tell you, please, my dear, can you apply to come to our country? We need you. You're a very important person. We need you. Canadian government, they will send you an invitation to apply. Then, when you get the invitation to apply, obviously contains the link. You click on it and you download the application or whatever. You start applying. Please, I'm begging you, make sure you fill every correct information. Every correct information they give you, they ask you to fill, and you fill it. And now let's talk about proof of funds. Since we've gotten to the application stage, we are going to talk about proof of funds. Remember earlier I told you need to have money. This is where you spend most of your money, or you need to have money. You have to show proof of funds. If you're a single person, you're coming by yourself, that you have up to, I don't know how much it is now, but let's say, for example, go and check it is in their website. I'll give you the link. That you have up to 4 million naira in your account for the last 90 days. That it was there 90 days before. So it's not you go and borrow, and it must not be borrowed. It might be a form of treasury bill, or it might be a deed of gift. Do you understand? Somebody will sign it or write a deed. I'm gifting you this 4 million naira. The good thing about that money is that you don't have to spend it at that point. You don't have to spend, they don't require you to spend it until you get to Canada. Why you need that money is that they need to know that for the time being, immediately you arrive in Canada, that you're capable of taking care of yourself, getting an apartment, doing all those things, paying electric bill and all those things until you get a job. That is why they require that money. So they need to know that you can take care of yourself. Then after you finish doing all these things, you go and do your biometrics, you do your medicals, you get your police reports. All those things are part of the application. Don't worry, you see it there. It's not what you can be looking for. Hey, what else do I need to fill? Everything you need to fill is there. They even have this particular application, I filled it. They even have a checklist. So you'll be checking there. Oh, I filled, I have this one, you check. I have this one, you check. So no problem, they have it there. Do you understand? Then after that, you click submit. Then after you submit, you go to the next stage. What's the next stage? You're waiting. From the submitting your application to waiting for your passport takes like, sometimes it takes 2 months, sometimes it takes 5 months, sometimes it takes 1 year, more than 1 year. It varies. Do you understand? It's different. Everybody's own is different. Mine took just a few months, but this is not the same application, right? So yeah, mine took just a few months. So don't be upset, or don't be worried that this person got her own in 2 months and you've not gotten your own. Don't use another person's. This is like heavenly race. It's nisi head by head. So you need to know that part, right? Then after that, then your passport now. They will now send you, and you just be chilling in your house one day now, getting ready to be as future Canadian permanent resident. You'll get next thing you receive an email. Ding. What is it? They have told you, my dear, we have stamped your passport. That is, they call it counterfoil. You receive a counterfoil in maybe your profile, or they'll send you as an email that they have stamped your passport. That counterfoil will contain your visa, the expiration date of your visa. You now start waiting for VFS. You now start waiting for VFS for your passport to get to VFS so that you can collect it. It takes like 7 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it doesn't take up to 1 month. I don't know. All this timeline has now completely changed because we are in uncertain times. This is Corona period. This is we are in a pandemic, right? So all this thing has changed. But yeah, it takes roughly 2 weeks. Then you receive your, after you receive your passport, you go and collect your passport. What's the next stage? I'm going to tell you the next stage. Tuja, tuja, tu, bye bye, tuja, tuja, tu. So it's like bye bye to Nigeria. You're saying bye and you're, moving to Canada to start a new life. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, or I hope you guys got the information you need. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't even have a first-hand experience in express entry through federal skilled worker. I just simplified it the way I simplified to my friends and encourage them to start. I'm going to put links of those on YouTube that really are dedicated, that their whole YouTube channel is about that their whole YouTube channel is about talking about migrating to Canada. And I'll see you guys in my next vlog. Until then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye bye to Jati Jati.